we're not here to make up the numbers, we're here to compete as well. This squad, with the power they have on their day, they can do anything they want.
Hello and welcome to the Glassgirls Network, proud sponsors of
Millie Rogers
and Amy Dickin.
Amy Dickin, not Neve Deasy. So let's start on that, Craig. Let's start on that. It's something slightly different. Neve Deasy has obviously left the club a few weeks ago, joining Albion. What are your thoughts on that one before we start?
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Big loss really for Stourbridge and again for West Brom. Really, I think he's obviously going to miss those goals, but pleased with the players that we've brought in from Sunday's performance. It looks promising. So yeah, just have to wait and see how next season goes.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing time. We could touch on a few of the players who have left. We're going to do a bit of a mid-season review, so there's plenty of things to discuss. But considering we sponsored Neve ever since the Glassgirls Network started 18 months ago, we have always sponsored Neve Deasy. So we do wish you the best of luck, of course. Ollie, what was your thoughts when Neve left?
Quite surprising if I'm being honest, because I thought maybe it's her preference, but maybe I thought she'd maybe stay here for a couple more months, maybe stay here till the next West Brom game or something. But yeah, I mean, if she's happy at West Brom, she's happy at West Brom, isn't it, really? I suppose, because at the end of the day, it's what people feel. Like, one person can't say people like, oh, you have to join this team, you have to join that team. It's just about their feelings, really.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's great, absolutely. Yeah, Paul, you obviously follow Midlands football, so you've obviously heard of Neve Deasy and you see her here as well. Do you think it's a loss, or do you think it's just like a bit of a transition that's going on at the moment? What are your thoughts?
It is a bit of a loss to see the great player, but I know Mike can bring new players in who can replace her, and I don't blame her if she wanted to go to Albion for a different chapter at her position.
I think that's pretty much what we're going through there. Is our players have decided, or some players have decided to leave the club and play football somewhere else, and I'm sure Mike's very supportive of that. If players choose that they want to play elsewhere, and I'm sure he wouldn't hold anyone back at all, and I think that's opened up opportunities for new signings as well. So let's talk a little bit about those. I mean, there's been a lot of new faces. It's very hard to remember all of them. So I'm not going to attempt to say all the names just in case I miss one of them and feel bad. But I think what is recognisable is that there's a lot of Tier 3 experience now. So Ollie, we've got like quite a few players that's joined from the likes of Stoke and Wolves, and it's good to see some of these players choosing to come to Stourbridge, isn't it?
Yeah, but we've got a mix of players that just bring that element to the game, if you will, sort of bring that spice to the game, pick it up a little bit, and for example, Jessie, she's quick, and she can use that when it's in one-on-one situations with the players, and Amy Dickin, Daisy Clements, and Lizzie Bennett-Steele, I was really impressed with that, and I know you said that Lizzie Bennett-Steele was standing out for you, wasn't she?
Yeah, she did. I thought she had a brilliant game on Sunday, like they all did.
She looked tall, didn't she?
She was solid, yeah, very solid. Yes, really, really impressed.
I think one of the fans that was standing next to me just before kick-off, we were standing just watching all the players come out, and someone says to me how tall we look compared to like last season. And I know that we've lost a couple of tall players, but he's probably right. You look at the height difference, even something like that.
Yeah.
It is noticeable, isn't it? Yeah. I think what excites me about some of the new players as well, not just the experience, but I'm looking at like speed as well. So we've signed a lot of quick players, over the summer, and the transitions over the last 3 or 4 months as well. So that excites me. That's just on personal preference. I know some fans like a player that's got like a still to them, like a Roy Keane kind of figure, or someone who can spray balls around like Michael Carrick. You can tell I'm a Man United fan by some of these names that I'm giving out. But this is all the things that's been said to me. But me personally, I like players who can really run at defenders, and I think we've really got that now. Paul, what are your thoughts on some of the players that you've seen this season?
Like the new ones, like you were saying, it's new for them. Sunday was some of them new players' first ever game for us,
Mhm.
and they played brilliant. And going into like the new season, forward at home, I just want to see how they cope again at home and then forward. Really.
Yeah, and we'll get into like the results and where we are in the league shortly. But just a final word on some of the players who have left as well. Then, so it is obviously a shame when a player leaves a club, especially when they've been around for a very long time. You know, you're losing. It's hard to say. It's hard not to say offended, isn't it? Really, because you see a lot of them. You see them like once or twice a week. You socialise with them. You message them throughout the week, and they do feel like a big part of your life. And obviously they leave and they're still there. You know, you can still message them, and you know it's nice to see some of them pop down to the club as well, at the Christmas parties or helping you, Paul, for your Christmas YouTube video. You know, it's nice of them to be in touch there as well. But Craig, it's never a nice thing to see nice people leave the club as well. It's not just good players, but nice people.
Yeah, genuinely nice people. Everyone that's left, they're all nice people off the field as well. So yeah, it makes it a little bit harder to take, I suppose, but yeah, like I say, it's interesting to see where next year goes now. To sort of see the other players gel and become part of the group. So yeah, excited to see what happens next year. Really.
All I want to say is also how you mentioned about like new players, like former players that used to play for us coming back. For example, was Ajax Nicking going back to a Christmas party and that. So it made something. I was like, oh, that's actually making on me, and I'm thinking in my head like, huh?
Yeah. No, it's absolutely right. Yeah, and I'm sure they must still feel welcome here to want to come back, isn't it? So that's great to see. Paul, like with all the new signings and people leaving and people have come, you know, we're now 9 points clear of the relegation area. That's pretty good going, and you know, Mike's been very open about it. To say that the 9 points clear at Christmas is a massive achievement. We must be doing something right, as hard as it is to see some of these players leave and some of our favourites leave, because they have been favourites. But there's something still going right, isn't there?
Yeah. Like Mike said, 9 points clear before Christmas. It's pretty good, but we don't want to be in that position. We want to try to get higher in that league before the end of the season. And so we ain't really worrying about getting relegated or anything like that.
Yeah.
With the new players, and that's what Mike's trying to do. New systems in training, and then when it comes to game day, bring that onto the pitch.
Yeah.
And let them show what they have been doing in training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ollie?
Just like Paul said, what did you say again, Paul?
About trying new systems and the way that they're working.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of our new signings because someday I'll keep on saying this, but they really impressed me, and it was sort of after a match that got me buzzing and excited because seeing all the people happy, like all the girls, like you know, getting
they were happy.
Handshakes from the team.
That was a great video, by the way. Is that on your YouTube or was it just on your Twitter?
On my YouTube.
Yeah, we need to remind me, Paul. At the end of this, we will put like your link to that video. So the video that Ollie's referring to is absolutely fantastic. As all the players were coming off the field on Sunday, it was all handshaking or slapping hands with. I think it was our boys under 10s team who was screaming their heads off for the players all day long.
15 girls as well.
Was that those? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so we'll put that up. So remind me on that one. Yeah. But Craig, yeah, it's a fantastic first half of the season results-wise, isn't it? Especially in the league, maybe not so much in the cup.
It's like league-wise, I think it's you know, there's been some noticeable games that obviously West Brom, Stoke, obviously Huddersfield last weekend. Away at Fylde, there's been some good games where obviously picked up points. Yeah. Been some tough games.
And also got surprising games.
Yeah.
With shockers outside. We were looking at the fixtures and we were like, oh, this looks like a match we can win. Yeah. And it turned into a draw win, and then we were like, oh, that played good today.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think it is a shock. I think it's never going to be a shock to lose against Newcastle, Forest, Burnley and Wolves. even Stoke with like the investment that they made, you know, to get a draw, and it's like, you know, it's not a massive result, but mentally I suppose it is, because clawing our way back and getting that equaliser in the final stages against Stoke, where in my opinion they really won the mental battle there. So to get that over the line and get a point, that obviously carried us on to the next couple of games as well, where we know that we could go 1-0 behind or even 2-0 down, and even in this league we can still get something out of it.
Back, yeah.
And I think you know, going like October and November, we really use that to our advantage. You know, we saw us go down against Feds.
Yeah.
We went down against Albion, didn't we, as well? I think, did we at one point? I can't remember. I could be wrong there. No, I don't think we did. I can't remember. But there is some games where we've been behind and we managed to get back, and I think that really helps.
Like you said, John, about being Stoke match, it was a good result for us, because we weren't willing to win it, but you could win for Stoke not to get for Stoke not to get 3 points. They got a point, but sort of I think that got Stoke thinking, we've through to Stourbridge. What do we do now? What do we do in training to develop skills and try and improve on that game?
Absolutely, mate.
Further games coming in the season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works out. You know, I think when you bring in so many players, it's very hard for them all to gel quickly and play all the same way. You know, to play whatever style that Tash or Mike wants to play. So, you know, training is so important, of course. And it might take a few weeks, and I think Mike might have even said this on the press conference or face to face, I can't remember, but he said we might not see the best of us just yet until February, March, and we haven't even had a pre-season, and pre-seasons are really important as well. So, you know, we're 9 points clear, and we're still going to get better. We'd like to think. You recorded the Albion game, didn't you, Paul? What was your thoughts on that one? That was very memorable. Let's put it that way.
Probably one of the best videos I've done this season, to be honest. Especially women's football. So this year, probably the first season that I actually got into women's football properly. And first ever game, I went to watch Ollie, and I fell in love with women's football. And then I came down here to Stourbridge, and I just felt loved here at Stourbridge. And then to film that West Brom game on my channel was amazing. Yeah. Especially after the game, a few celebrations.
Yeah. No, I think it's massive. I mean, from a personal point of view, you know, I've always looked at this every season. We've tried to catch somebody up. So like the first time I followed Stourbridge, which would have been 3 years ago in regards to results, but going to matches about 2.5 years ago, you know, we just overtook Kiddie. And then we've tried to catch Litchfield and Sutton Coldfield, and then we've done that. And then you look at the next ones like your Bolmeres, Kelsers, Solihull Moors, and then we do that, you know. And now you're looking at Albion, and to say that we're level pegging in the league after halfway through the season and get a win against them, you know, we're nowhere near overtaking them across longevity wise. But this season we can honestly say that we're matching them, and I think that, you know, just to have that kind of conversation, even if it all goes horribly wrong in the second half of the season, we could turn around and say, well, we got Albion worried, you know, and I think that's a fair statement, you know, and who knows, you know, where that could lead. Ollie, did you want to say something there, mate? No, so I didn't know if you wanted to come in on that one. No, it's okay. How about the cup games then, Craig? So obviously we lost. We crashed out of all of the cups. I think the Huddersfield in the National League the National League Cup wasn't too much of an issue. I think there was things behind the scenes there that it wasn't too bad if we lost that one. Wolves away. Rugby Borough was the other one. What is also them, Craig?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I think really the league's the focus, isn't it? So although a cup run's nice, it's more pressure on the players. It's more
and potential injuries that we can't afford in this year. Because if we have an injury,
no, carry on. Yeah, you're right.
If we have an injury or a mistake in this year, we can't really afford it. Because if we keep on making mistakes, if we make some mistakes that aren't necessary, well, some teams are going to be looking at our weakness and think, we can beat them, but then we see other teams on their weakness and
Yeah.
we've got something in the bag that we can do about.
I think that's a good point as well, because we had quite a small squad at that point as well.
Yeah.
It was when a few players had left. Sorry, Craig, you were saying.
Oh no, I'll say I think against rugby, it was a very 50-50 game. You know, we played well. We lost by a goal, I think it was. So
Yeah,
it was-
Yeah,
fourthly, wasn't
fourthly.
So yeah, we could have, you know, we could have potentially got past those, but then it's the other matches that come along, and like I say, you don't want anyone taking knocks in there and then not being available for the league. So, but no, it was a shame we didn't get further, but it was no, it was not bad.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And like we say, Paul, it's not the end of the world to being knocked out of the cup. I think this is a different type of season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, playing Wolves in the FA Cup, I mean, that in itself is a good occasion. The result didn't go its way, but what are your thoughts on the cup run, Paul?
See, the cup run is great, like the FA Cup, for like the money and the funds for like lower clubs like this.
Yeah.
But at a club with like a low squad, you want to focus on the league this season, and then next season you might want to challenge for the cup.
Yeah.
Or get further in the cup, and so you just want to really focus on the league this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that as well. Yeah. One player that I do just want to mention as well, and we haven't mentioned that, is Senna Robinson. So we mentioned all the players who have come in and the players who have left. We've touched on them, but I think you can't go through this season without mentioning like one of our youngsters who's amazingly in our first 11 now. You know, if she's not picked in the starting 11, which sometimes she is, if she's not picked there, she's still in our match day squad of 16 players who've, you know, some of the best average players that we've probably ever had, with some tier 3 acquisitions as well. And Senna's holding her own, if not more so, and really competing, you know, for one of those fun positions. Just your thoughts, Craig, this season, and Ollie, you come in as well when you're ready. Just talking about how well Senna's done.
Amazing, to be honest. It's that exciting, isn't she, to watch?
Yes,
you don't know what's going to happen next, sort of thing. You know, she's scored a few goals already, sort of thing. And again, she's another one that just looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
Seeing what that brings, sort of thing. And hopefully that carries on the goals, and just the performances just get better, hopefully, sort of thing. And yeah, just enjoy the season and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed.
Also, what I'd like to see about Senna Robinson is we go against West Brom, and when she was saying that, you could see the merch on her.
Yes.
She was like,
Yeah.
and also, Sunday against Huddersfield, you could see the message again.
Yeah.
Like the fact I took my back, so you can see what it meant to be a part of this football club and be a part of this team, and show everyone what's made of them potentially, and showing some of the tier 4 strikers in the league.
A good shout out there for Falkenstein Photography as well, who just did his 50th women's game with Stourbridge as well. So, but yeah, those photos are absolutely amazing. We're going to call this like a mid-season review. So we've kind of touched on the basics of the first half of the season. Any thoughts about what we're expecting to see in the second half of the season? I suppose, could you turn around and say it might get a bit easier because we've got quite a few home games? You know, we've played a lot of tough away games, and you know, we've still got a few home games to come. I'm definitely not saying it's going to be easy at all, but the ball's in our court a little bit, isn't it? You know, when you haven't got to travel 2 or 3 hours on a coach, that's obviously going to help to some extent. The longer that the players start playing together, you'd think the better they'd be because they play together. Craig, what are your thoughts going into the second half of the season?
Yeah, hopefully the first 2 matches that we've got, we can get something out of those 2 at home, the first 2 in January.
And then put safety to bed then, you know we're safe. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, take the pressure off a little bit. And then some of the bigger games, they're already behind us then almost. We've sort of, like you say, we've got the points. We're not safe, but you're in a nice position in the league, and there's not that pressure on the players that you've got to go out and get the 3 points in this one, otherwise you are struggling.
Paul, what are your thoughts on the second half of the season?
Like Trey said, 2 games in January at home. We want to get points from them.
Okay.
And then when when your West Brom Wolves comes up, either they draw from them, we will win. We'll still win.
Yeah.
But if we won them 2 times and then beat Lloyd at some point then to Albion Wolves, and then wins against other teams, you never know. Our league table might change.
Yeah, I think if you have a look at the results, if you take the top 4 out of it, if you compare us to other teams who have played the teams around them, we'd be right up there, because the only games that we've really lost, apart from Derby, are against the top 4 or 5, is it?
Newcastle.
Yeah, so obviously we had massive losses against them, but the teams around us, we've actually done okay.
Yeah.
In what you consider is like a very tough time for us, because we've had so many incomings and outgoings. So if you take those big games away and just focus on the others, then we've had some amazing results. So we've got to play obviously all them again, and then big clubs have got to come here. Now I'm not expecting that we're going to take any points off Newcastle or the other big clubs at home, but it's a lot harder for them to come here than us to go there.
Yep.
And again, if we've got to play Halifax at home, got to play Fylde, Feds, them 3 games in itself is going to be great. And then going away to Albion, that'll be, I can't wait for that one at all. Wolves have got to come down here. I'm excited about that one. Is there a game that you're particularly looking forward to, Ollie, in the near future?
Yeah, there is. I'm looking forward to Wolves at home, Newcastle at home, because I reckon Newcastle at home had a good atmosphere, but I reckon the Newcastle fans meeting Anthony will be a different story.
I agree with that. Do you think Anthony makes a big difference, Ollie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I, absolutely, yeah, 100%. Craig, you got a game that you're looking forward to?
Again, Newcastle, just because of, chances are they're going to get promoted this year, sort of thing. So it's when you see a team like that again. So yeah, no, I think Newcastle, Wolves are like down here.
Do you think we can do it? Do you think we can do Wolves? I think it's only a matter of time before we get it right against Wolves.
I think it's coming.
Yeah. And it sounds silly to say that after we lost 8-0. And I know that Wolves are obviously getting better, just like we're getting better, so the gap's still there.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not saying we're going to overtake Wolves or anything like that. But there's been a couple of occasions where we've had the number and they've had to try really hard against us.
Yeah.
The last occasion where we lost 8-0 wasn't one of those games. But I've never seen us play down here against Wolves. It was before my time when they came here, and I would love to see that happen, because it's going to be hostile, but in a good way. But it's not going to be like at Molineux, like the cup final.
No.
It's not going to be in Telford where we play them usually. This is going to be a different one. So I'm not saying we're going to win. We're certainly not the favourites, but that Wolves one. It does excite me. I think I was more excited about the Albion game because I actually felt we had a chance of getting something from there, whereas Wolves is a bit more difficult. But I think it would be great if you could put up an upset there. If you say to me, okay, you can just get 2 more wins, I'd probably say Fylde and Wolves. That to me would just top off the season.
Yeah.
Obviously Albion away as a bonus, because I do think, and this is what I was going to kind of finish on, can we finish above Albion in the league? We're currently above them. They have got games in hand, but they're not easy games.
No, I'll say they're not.
March is a time where we've got to go to Albion. Paul, what do you reckon? Can we get one over Albion and finish above them in the league?
I reckon we can, but we just have to be careful of Neve. As long as you don't get goal against us. Yeah. But the game is okay. I reckon we can get no win against Albion. And then Wolves.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. Anything could happen with that Albion game, honestly. I think what we have seen though is Albion's got a lot better since since we won them 7-2. So that'll be a very tricky game, and a game that they know that they'll probably need to win to finish above us, unless if things go crazily wrong. I think that's an honest thought. Ollie, just any final thoughts then to top off this halfway through the season? What are your thoughts? What's going through your head at the moment?
I reckon it's been a good season for all the fans, and I reckon we can get a result back against West Brom. Like Paul said, Neve Deasy was a rocket when she scored 25 goals for us in the season plus more, and if she can score 25 more goals for us, I can't imagine what she's going to do at West Brom.
Okay. Can I get anything you're excited about going into 2024?
Yeah, just hopefully staying in the league, which I think we're going to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, just building on it, I think, and just going along with the ride and see what happens at the end of the year, I think. And yeah, nice. Like I say, just seeing how the players progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I say, just following it, following the journey on.
Absolutely, mate. And Paul, you planning on coming to a few more games this year? I know that you're busy going to quite a few games, men's and women's team in the area, but what's your plans for Stourbridge going into the second half of the season?
Really, with Stourbridge, normally I have South or Swifts on a Saturday, or even at West Brom on Saturday, and on a Sunday I'm free. So when they lift to a away game and we're playing away, I'll come.
Okay.
The home games, I'm 100% coming. So Stourbridge like a family to me. And I really enjoy myself down here. After the game, with agreeing with the players, before even watching players warm up, just amazing.
I think what you said there is what every new person to the club, and I'll call you new because you've only been coming really this season, or maybe a little bit longer, you followed Stourbridge a little bit. You use the word family, and I don't think we can ever go through a podcast where we don't use that word, so I hate always saying it, but you just said it there, and you know. There we go, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, no, that's good that you'll be coming down, because I know that the club really appreciates the exposure that you give them as well, and I think it's good just for memories as well. You know, you've captured so many goals in a short amount of time on video, and it's good to look back on them. I know I do. You know, I've got them all on a separate playlist on the YouTube channel, so I can just watch your coverage. I think what's going to excite me the most, and I haven't really thought about this, is something similar to what Craig said, just about seeing us build and seeing, you know, these players who have come in now. Let's see what we can do together. You know, I appreciate it won't happen overnight. I appreciate that you expect other teams to get better as well. So if other teams get better, then it's going to be harder to beat them. But Mike said it himself, it's a new chapter, and I want to see how this new chapter kind of ends. You know, and the end of the season, hopefully, if we can finish 9th and Albion finish 10th, then that's a prediction that I made at the start of the season, and a prediction that was a very positive one, a very hopeful one. But to say that we put ourselves in a position where that might happen, you know, it might come back to bite me on the bum. But I can't see why not. You know, we've got a few home games, and not many teams will want to come here. So hopefully we can keep raising those attendances and get behind the Glassgirls, because they thoroughly deserve it. So yeah, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you to everybody who supported us this year. We might have a bit of a Christmas New Year treat for some of our subscribers as well, so make sure that you stay tuned on there. And yeah, we'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yep, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, up the Glassgirls.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Up the Glassgirls.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yep, what Paul said.